Good day, everyone! I am Dessa Joyce Granada.
I am Jessa Macalso.
And I am Jennifer Ibanez.
Today, we're going to report about purchasing, receiving, storing, and issuing. Purchasing is a process of getting the right product into the facility at the right time and place, plus the amount of goods at the right price and the right source. An act of buying. It is a complex activity because it involves a lot of decision making in obtaining the best quality with the least money, time, and energy. There are 3 classifications of food purchase. First is the perishable food. Perishable food are food items that have short, useful life after they have been received. Items that are liable to spoil or decay. Example, meat, poultry, seafood, fruits, vegetables, butter, and eggs. The second classification is staple food. These are food items that have longer shelf life, often stored in shelves at room temperature, usually in storeroom. Example, groceries and canned goods. The third classification is the contract items. These are the food items usually consumed every day and thus have to be purchased on the basis of a negotiated contract. Example, coffee, milk, oil, ice cream, noodles, bread, and etc. Here are the guidelines of buying needed to consider in purchasing. Buy by weight, buy by count or size, buy by brands or trade names, buy foods in season. Wise buying of food. In purchasing meat, consider the desirable characteristics of each type of meat. Buy only the reliable sources or markets that are regularly inspected. Choose meat reasonably free from bruises and foul odor. Check whether the meat is freshly butchered or frozen. Choose cuts of meat suitable to the preparation desired. Look for a stamp of the Bureau of Animal Industry. Buy exact quantity to be used. In purchasing poultry, age is an important consideration. Full-grown poultry has a better flavor. Young birds are usually tender and contains little fat. Consider the condition of the bird when it was slaughtered. Select the type best suited for the recipe. Be vigilant for any deterioration such as foul odor and discoloration. In purchasing seafood, fish and other seafood should be fresh. Fresh fish has bright and full eyes. Gills are bright, red, and clean. Flesh is firm and scales are intact. In purchasing fruits and vegetables should be both fresh. Green vegetables should be green and crispy. Check that they are clean, free from damaging cuts and bruises, and are not oversized. Choose fruits in season. Vegetables should have no sign of wilting and are free from dirt.
Distinguishing between perishable and non-perishable foods. Perishables are those items that typically fresh food that have a short useful life after they have been received. Examples of perishable items are vegetables, fruits, meat, fish, dairy products, and many more. Then non-perishables are those food items that have longer shelf life. Examples of non-perishable items are dried and canned goods and grains. Next is receiving. Receiving is the point at which food service operation inspects and takes legal ownership and physical possession of items ordered. Its purpose is to ensure that the food and supplies delivered match the established quantity and quality specifications. Here are the standards for receiving. First is the quality delivered should be the same as the quantity listed. Then the second one is the quality of the item delivered should conform to the establishment's standard purchase specification. Then the third one is the prices on the invoice should be the same as those circled on the quotation list. Then, all invoices for foods delivered in a given day should be listed by the receiving clerk's daily report for that day. Then, another one is meat tags should be filled out. Last standard is completed paperwork should be forwarded to proper personnel. Then food should be moved to the appropriate storage area. Then here are the verifying quantity, quality, and price. First is a permanent copy of standard purchase specification. Then the next one is equipment for determining weight, hanging scale, or scale platform. Then certain paper forms, tags, and rubber stamps. Then here are the methods of receiving. There are two types of receiving. First is the blind method. The blind method provides an invoice or purchase order. In this method, the clerk will quantify each item by weighing, measuring, or counting and recording it. Then the second one is the invoice receiving. It is frequently used in more traditional method. The receiving clerk checks the delivered items against the original purchase order and take notes of any deviations. This method is efficient but requires careful evaluation to ensure the accuracy of delivery.
In storage, the proper storage of food immediately after it has been received and checked is an important factor in the prevention of control or loss or waste. Perishables need to be placed immediately to refrigerated or frozen storage. Staples should be stored in an orderly and systematic arrangement. Food should be protected from pests, rodents, and insects. Storage should also have a low humidity and proper ventilation to help prevent spoilage. There are two types of storage, the dry storage and the wet storage. In dry storage, non-perishable or dry goods such as canned or bottled products and staples are kept in dry storage. In wet storage, perishable goods such as meat, fish, poultry, fruits, vegetables, and dairy products are stored in the cold storage areas. And in issuing, it is likewise important to monitor all goods released from the storeroom so that losses can be minimized and all goods can be properly accounted for. The requisition form contains the following information. The first, the item requested, and the second, the quantity requested, the third, the unit price, and the fourth, the total cost, and the fifth, requesting person's signature, and the sixth, the signature of the approving person, the seventh, the signature of the person accepting the issued goods, and the eighth, the date. There are following steps are observed before any stored goods are issued. The first, the requesting person fills in the requisition form indicating what items are requested, the quantity, and the date. He or she likewise signs the requisition form. And the second, the request is submitted to the immediate supervisor or approving person for approval. The third, the form is sent at the least a day in advance to the storekeeper. The fourth, the storekeeper prepares the goods and issues them on the date requested. The fifth, the requesting person receives the goods and signs for all items received. The sixth, the storekeeper calculates in cost of goods issued for the day by multiplying the quantity of goods issued by the price to obtain the total cost. And that's all. Thank you.